If you're a nice guy with scattered focus, your life isn't just hard, it's set up to collapse. Your relationships implode, your friends learn to stop relying on you. And worst of all, you end up being haunted by endless wasted potential. So today, I'm going to break that down. This isn't manosphere rage, no productivity hacks, but real neuroscience and psychology behind why this double trap destroys men and how we can break it. So for years, I thought if I was just a really good guy and worked really hard, that would fix everything. I said yes to projects at work, but couldn't keep up. I said yes to a lot of different projects at my work, but I would forget about deadlines and overpromise to my team. I tried to be agreeable in relationships so that we could just avoid conflict and everyone would get along, but eventually everything just blows up. I lived in an overpromising and underdelivering world, and this would feel that shame afterwards. I thought it was a motivation issue, but it's actually a trust issue. See, no one trusted me. Not women, not colleagues, and most importantly, not even myself. And when you lose trust, you lose everything. Most men don't see the system underneath their collapse. We actually double down on niceness. We try to work harder. You try to gain more approval. We try to work harder. We try to gain more approval by doing it even better, more perfect, more interesting. But that just makes you more invisible. And when we chase things to make us more efficient in our approval, you look more unreliable because you're caught in a loop of being a nice guy and having scattered attention issues. And if you fix one without the other, you're still screwed because you're just a nice guy then who may be more dialed in, so you still look unreliable, or have more memory, but you're doing all the people-pleasing things that people end up hating. Even if you become more authentic, you still might look unreliable. If you become more focused, you still might be chasing validation. And people can feel that contradiction, and they don't respect it. So here's what's actually happening in your brain. The nice guy loop. So if there's an overactive anterior cingulate cortex, which is your error detection alarm, conflict feels like danger. So you fawn, appease, and approve. From a behavioral psych perspective, avoidance is reinforced. So you learn to escape tension, but at the cost of your own respect. There's a conflict here, and you learn that if I just don't do it, then it will be fine. The problem is other people see that you aren't ever engaging in things that matter to you. All right, and now the scattered attention loop. Many of us have some type of dopaminergic dysfunction in your prefrontal cortex or striatum, so the front part of your brain, the part that's designed for planning and connection. So you end up chasing novelty, but drop balls and fail to follow through. And instead of learning from your mistakes because you struggle with working memory, you get hijacked by shame and spiral. There's two consequences to this when these loops combined. So you have weak prefrontal regulation, poor emotional control, and no dopamine prediction error learning. So your failures don't teach you, and they end up burying you. So every time you try and fail, your brain wires failure deeper because you don't learn. And now shame becomes your identity. This is a maladaptive neuroplasticity that becomes your psychology. Now, some people are going to push back. I know a lot of these red pill guys will say, you're just shaming nice guys. Women don't respect, they want dominance. Wrong. Women want trust. Without reliability, there's not going to be attractive. You productivity bros will say, just be more disciplined, use better systems, which is wrong again. Without self-leadership, systems collapse. You can't outsource trust to a calendar. And then I know a lot of the self-help and therapists will say, just accept yourself as you are, which, sure, acceptance matters. But acceptance without behavioral correction just stays in the same loop. I'm not here to coddle or rage at you. I'm here to give you the operating system to your life that you never got. So here's how we break this double consequence. 1, claim your frame. Let's stop outsourcing approval. Speak your wants and your boundaries out loud, even in the small things. I'll have a steak. Not, what are you having? This simple act starts activating agency circuits within your brain. Number 2, install reset rituals. When you start to get on autopilot or hijack, stop. 1 deep breath. Have a mantra like, I leave myself first. This down regulates your nervous system and start to reopen the bandwidth inside. Number 3, let's close the loop. Every interaction is feedback. So you need to use that feedback and make sure it stays for more than just that moment. Journal. What happened? What did I miss? What's my next thing? This turns mistakes into data. And so you don't have to have shame spirals. You can have skill spirals. Nice guy plus scattered equals invisible, unreliable, and untrustworthy. A real connected person is grounded, direct, and therefore trustworthy. But you're not perfect. You're not flawless, but you're trusted. In fact, in making mistakes and owning up to them, as well as learning from them, makes you more trusted. And the first man you need to trust is you. So here's your challenge. See if you can start noticing when you get caught in that loop. Run some sort of reset sequence and see what happens. If this hits you, subscribe. Drop a comment where you feel the double consequence most. Is it your relationships, your social life, or your work? This isn't just about doing better. It's becoming a person people can rely on, starting with yourself.